Good evening, everyone. Today is October 2nd, Wednesday. Now 7 p.m. Our meeting starts. Call to order. Let's do the roll call.
Commissioner Chokchi?
Yes.
Commissioner Zhao?
Here.
Commissioner Pan? And Vice Chair Shrikant?
Aye.
Great. And absent is Chair Panda.
Okay. Approval of minutes. That's our first item on the agenda. Let's review and approve the August 7th Library Commission meeting minutes. Brian, please share the draft minute.
I read and I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Were you here?
You are not here.
Yeah, but can I not?
No, because you weren't here.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll have to abstain.
Okay.
Okay, I make a motion to approve. If everyone is done reading, sorry, was too quick.
How about just a quick,
Yeah.
quick, yeah. Okay, so I second.
Okay. And then we'll take a quick vote. Commissioner Pan?
Aye.
Commissioner Zhao?
Hi.
Second, and you're the first, and abstain. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Postponements, oral communications, written communications, old business, and now new business. The second item on the agenda is library programs and events policy draft. The recommended action is review and provide feedback on the library programs and events policy draft. Thank you for sharing that, Brian. Let's take a look at that.
Sorry, my apologies.
We're going to turn this item over to Jennifer.
All right, good evening, commissioners. Jennifer Weeks, County Librarian for the Santa Clara County Library District. I'll try to talk loud, although I don't ever have a problem with that. So what you have in front of you tonight is the draft of our new library programs and event policy. This is a policy that desperately needed to be reviewed, and we are very intentionally looking at all of our JPA board approved policies, and we have this opportunity with you all as commissioners to kind of have first eyes on it and also to be our advocates for these policies and to have better understanding about why we do the things that we do. Particularly, I would say, programming touches so much of your community. And so with this particular policy, our goal was really to make it very clear, make it concise and understandable, right? So that anyone who was working with the library, who wanted to know about why the library had certain programs, could go to this policy and feel empowered with that information. It very much ties into, as you can see, our literacy goals, our mission statement, and really about that diversity that's needed through these kinds of programs and services. The other notice I want to point you to notice is really the focus around those privacy protections. So the public library very much is open to all, and you all have privacy in that use. So we do not collect that information, nor do we have our partners do so. So again, those were kind of the main changes. It had been almost 10 years. I don't know how those things go by quickly. Our goal is to do it more recent and more often. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of those. And each JPA meeting, which is held quarterly at the library district, they do review a policy. So this is the one that we'll be reviewing later in October when we have our fall quarterly meeting. Certainly happy to address any questions you have and hope that this too provides you a lot of information around our programming and how we make the decisions that we do.
So I have a question.
Yeah, before we move on, Brian, sorry, you know, the kind of font kind of too small on the screen.
Blow it up on.
Yeah, just blow it up a little bit. I think this is much easier. I'm sorry for, you know.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I forgot. I usually don't bring my glass, so expect I had to read it.
Just let me know what you need. Let me know.
So any recent update? So this is a long-term policy, right? So any update based on the original policy?
So the updates really were again around ensuring that we were reflecting our mission around connection, around privacy, and really around more inclusive and language in a lot of our policies. As we're learning, that's certainly necessary. If it's a 10-year span, there were things that maybe weren't so much brought to our attention at that time, and so we really find this to be a positive move forward kind of across the board in our policy making.
So question about the division, inclusiveness of language, what languages are supported?
So when you read, so some of our older policies really did not point out how important that was in so much of our work. So really about reflecting community needs, really about looking outward in terms of the kinds of different, people in our community, what we want people to experience inside the library is really a broad scope of things, not kind of that narrow look that was in past days. So I think we had a lot, we personally through the library district, and I know probably within your city too, we're really looking at social justice and inclusivity and how are we incorporating that really meaningful and important work in the policy so we ensure it's happening.
So what are the measures of adherence? How do we check these policies are kept? Like we make a policy, but what are the standards by means of which we make sure that they are followed? Like what is a measuring check for that?
So I would say our policies are actually our kind of our checklist, right? In terms of when we are partnering with someone to offer a program, when one of our staff are putting together programs, are they meeting these goals? Are they promoting literacy and reading, right? Are we being relevant to the community? So this really is a helpful guideline for everyone involved in this work to ensure that it is meeting the standards that we set.
I understood, but I was asking, let's take one example.
Okay.
Like these are policy standards, but how do we check that these are met? Are there some rubrics by which we test that this percent of happening in this way? How do we test ourselves that we are following the guidelines set here?
So I guess the question would be, if there was a program being held at the library and someone questioned why that was happening, this policy would outline the background and the reasons for having the program. So it kind of works that way.
Right. Okay.
Does that answer the
Yeah.
question? I hope?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
It's just one page, so that's all it is.
So when
That was
That's
another
easy.
goal. One page.
I think that's a great goal.
I do appreciate that about Jennifer's administration. Everything down to one page.
So when the program and activities are being chosen, are there any criterias on which they are chosen or they are given preference?
I wouldn't say necessarily preference, because again, it would be looking at a specific, for instance, you guys have a very busy library here at Cupertino. You will probably have always offered the largest number of student times in the district, right? So knowing that you have a certain number of families, right? We divide them down by age groups, whereas other libraries might be able to combine them a little more in order to serve the same number of families. I think there's really a goal for within local staff to really be talking to the community, to your partners. What needs are there out there, and making sure they're reflecting that. I know the foundation also works very closely with Brian and his team, the city as well. For example, Rank Your Poet Laureate program. So what are interests, where are their needs in the community, and how can the library continue to support that?
One question, I saw the presenter may not promote the product or service. For example, if some people have a book and they do a outdoor talk and they want to sell their book, is that okay or it's not? Yeah.
So we were very intentional right around this. So it must be a relevant item. So yes, a book is a relevant item, and we do want to give authors and also patrons, often they want to purchase or get that book signed.
Oh, yeah.
So there are specific instances, and of course the book sales are allowed, but in general, it is not supposed to be a commercial enterprise at the library.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your questions, and again, we really appreciate your advocacy, because as library commissioners, often people come to you with those questions, right, as to what's happening at the library or why it's happening. So these policies, as I said, they're going to the JPA at the end of October, and then they live on our website, so certainly always available for you and any of the public to reference.
Just when I might be not aware, what's JPA?
Oh, no worries, you do not. I know you guys are very busy. That is our Joint Powers of Authority Board. For you here, Councilmember Kitty Moore serves on that board that meets quarterly to go over our budget and our policy. Yes. Well, thank you so much. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So this apply to all the Santa Clara County library?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So Molly, should I continue or hand off?
You'll turn it over to.
Turn it over to her. Yeah.
Thank you.
So from
So first, thank you so much for taking care. Second, we go back to from library programs and events policy draft to number 3rd point, Poet Laureate program logo. So this.
So originally we talked about bringing the Poet Laureate item back to you at this meeting, but we're still waiting on some information from the foundation in terms of whether or not they want to continue funding, and then some information regarding funding from the city. So that'll come to you in December, along with whatever the selection is for the logo. So we thought, since that draft was done, we would bring that to you and see what you think. If you want to keep the old one, great. If you want to move forward with one of the new proposals, we can do that too. It's totally up to you. Yeah, can you open the old one, the current one? So this is what we're currently using. And I don't know if you recall, but Keiko does sometimes feel frustrated with the fact that it is more vertical. It's hard to fit into certain, pages. So that's what we're currently working with, and that's the one that was designed, back in 2016.
Wow.
Longer than that. And then Branton, our marketing specialist, designed these two options.
Cool.
These are with the Cupertino branding guidelines, so the colors and the fonts match what we use for branding. So if you are interested that is what he came up with, or if you have feedback and you'd like to see it changed at all, we can go back to the drawing board and I can bring a new draft. But thoughts?
Like it.
I like
Love it. Very beautiful.
Like it.
I like the red one.
Red one, yeah. The maroon
Yeah,
one is
I like the second one too.
Second one is
Yeah.
better.
Add some color.
Yeah.
It could be used either way. There's also one that would be white, that if you were putting it on a black or blue background, then you could use the white. So there'd be 3 different options.
Oh, okay.
No, the problem with that will be a lot of color in printing. Whenever we have a black background, the print will be totally used up, printer. So this is better because the print color will be very subtly used and optimally used. So this will be very printer friendly.
Yeah. So we all like it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
really like it.
Do
I
you have
think
any feedback?
I like the city logo to be one single color. It's like those blue color because I worked with AAPA for this AAPI event there, and we print out T-shirts and multiple color make it for one more expensive. For two,
For the t-shirt, yeah.
You know, it's for two is the color cannot be 100% like reflect correctly.
Yeah.
So make it like deviated from. But if a single color, not necessarily this color or you know which color, the single color logo make it a lot easier to identify. Like Cupertino Library Foundation, the new logo only one color is the light blue, and the city of Cupertino, the logo also a blue color. And
Can you tell that that's supposed to be blue, or is that coming up as black?
to
think
me,
it's black,
like
yeah.
black.
Okay, it's supposed to be the Cupertino blue color.
Wow, that's
Oh.
beautiful.
That's what
Okay.
it's supposed to be. It's the blue, and then the
Yeah.
bottom one is blue and red.
Oh.
Oh, it's this is the first one is
Yeah.
black,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This
Yeah.
here,
on my screen, so it could be projected.
yeah.
Projector.
Yeah.
But it is like that dark Cupertino blue.
Yeah.
Ren, can we see it on your screen, please?
But even then, like for the difference between shirt printing and a logo for the a soft copy or for book, I guess we can go with two colors because it gives a little bit of contrast effect and a bit of joyful look. The only bland, one color look is a little bit bland.
I think with everything we do when we do logos is there's multiple options,
Right.
different formats that you would use, so this would be available.
Very nice, awesome. Yeah. So they all will be valid then. Like okay, depending on the usage.
Yeah, depending
Oh,
on what the usage was. Like, if there
perfect.
was something that was like if you had like a cherry blossom event and it was all pink, I don't know if you want to use the red.
Ah.
Like, you know, like hypothetically.
Right, right.
Great, I'm glad you guys like it.
Awesome,
Moving
this
forward
is
with
beautiful.
Updating the logo as part of the Poet Laureate process.
So it will be available both color, right? That's the goal. I see. Okay.
Yeah, unless you guys decide to just do with one, but they can both be available, that's totally fine.
I think
And then there's also, like I said, the option for a white one, so if you had like a blue t-shirt, you can print the white logo on it, or whatever.
That's great.
I really like it.
Wonderful.
You know, with the pen, like the feather pen, you know, the details.
Yeah, he's Brandon is really good.
Yeah. It's,
And he whips that up. I said, "Can you do this?" And he had it back to me in like an hour.
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, I love it." So, okay, great. So we can move on to the next item.
Wonderful. So let's go ahead. Number 4, monthly update reports. Let's receive monthly reports from first Cupertino Community Librarian.
That's my cue. Please go do that. Yes, it is.
it's changing.
Yes. October 2024. Here, wow, year's just zipping by, isn't it? So, our usual numbers reports. You may have noticed a bit of a dip in our checkouts last month in September, but we had a lot going on last month. We had a lot of the shelving restructuring happening, and that impacted people's access to the collection. Our librarians did their best to make sure folks got what they needed, but I think we saw a bit of a dip in traffic for that reason. But you'd see our check-ins were still quite healthy, and we were quite pleased with our events that took place. With 3 events and 2,277 attendees. So, very good month for us. Let me know if you have any questions about those numbers.
I've been asking the question about the attendees, program attending compared with sister libraries, you know, since last year. And, you know, I haven't seen it.
Did you, I included it in the annual report that I sent out, and I didn't do it with the monthly. Were you curious to see it like more frequently?
Okay.
I mean, I could
will
certainly
go
do like a
back.
quarterly version or something along the lines of that, if you were curious about those
That
numbers.
would be great, because now we only meet like every other month, you know. Probably will be easy.
Oh, I could certainly do something like that. I apologize. I had put one out
Sorry,
for the
sorry.
whole year. That's why you haven't seen anything besides that.
Yeah, so sorry.
Sure, certainly. So, some photos from last month. That top left one was just a shot of our courtyard on a very busy day. We're like, oh, that's not event related, but still very much library related. But you can see we have the Korean culture celebration at the end of the month. We had gluten-free cooking. Bike Fest was fantastic right outside our plaza. The city did a wonderful job, and we were able to get the Go-Go Biblio out there. We have the composting event. Those folks have been coming in pretty much, I think, every other month or so, and it's great attendance. And that's near the end when he's showing off the compost bins and the earthworms, and people can take samples and things like that. And we had a gentleman come in and give a history lesson about the very human presidents that we've had throughout the years to talk a little bit about our history. So all great events that took place last month. Screenshot of our calendar for October, so very busy on the children's side. For us, I think some exciting ones that we're looking forward to are Cascada de Flores. They'll be coming in Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. We also have our annual Library Haunted House event on October 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. That's always a big draw, and our librarians are hard at work right now trying to create a very festive and not too scary, but a scary haunted library experience for the families to come to. So definitely if you have little ones, people who have little ones, do encourage them to come. It's a whole lot of fun. Over on the adult side, again, a snapshot of all the great stuff we've got going on this month. I think from our end, CLF will be hosting a panel talk about, actually, I think this one is not a panel, it is an individual who will be coming in to talk about water and some of the issues we've had here with droughts and what we can do to conserve water in the time when we do have water, and so that we're ready for the drought season when it comes back. Keiko will be finishing up her poetry series of poetry programs this month. There's one on October 5th and one on October 19th, and I believe there's still seats for both. So if you're curious about showing up, do sign up. She does a wonderful job teaching people about the art of poetry. And of course, for those of you who are crafting, we do have the basket weaving workshop. If you want to learn how to weave your own baskets, do sign up October 16th. We've got some great programs this month waiting to happen. I think for us, the most exciting thing that
Just one question,
yes.
Byron. What time is Keiko's program on 5th?
It's usually at 10:30 in the morning.
Oh,
yes,
So-
in this room.
This will be the last event for Port Royal for the year.
I do believe she has some other events planned at the end of the year in December, and some for teens, although if I recall correctly, that's more early next year.
So, and I think previously you mentioned that the Library Foundation, the funding for the Port Royal, sorry, I missed the last month's meeting for the CLF for the personal reason. Did you have a chance to?
So this was the one that I kind of misunderstood. Sorry. This was the one that was the $500 stipend.
Yes,
that they wanted to see if CLF would permanently add that into the playbook. And I think when we originally went to CLF, it was a one-time thing with a conversation later on that was supposed to have taken place, whether they wanted to extend it, but I'm not sure it ever happened, so I need to bring it to their attention again to see if they want to make it a continuous annual contribution.
Can you make it this month?
Yes, that's the plan.
So that's, hopefully it will be approved for a month of October, then we can present it to her.
Yeah.
She worked so hard the year to bring the poetry to the community.
So yeah, we will be bringing it this time as an annual recurring budget transfer.
It's your decision to make. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I think the invites went out to Library Commission. I know a lot of you have already responded. So we're really looking forward to our 20th anniversary celebration on October 12th. It's going to be a fun day of events for both adults, teens, and kids. We'll have all sorts of passive programs happening throughout the library, a petting zoo for those of you who want to come in and check out some of the animals. And we're going to have some local organizations to come in and do tabling as well as part of that celebration. So I really do encourage everyone to attend and to let people know it's happening. We have this promotional material down in our lobby area, so everybody's been asking about, well, when is this happening? What's going on? So we're very excited to see that happen, and hope to see you all there at the kickoff event.
So the event will happen throughout the library, right?
Yes, that's correct. So you all received an invitation to an early morning kickoff event to kind of acknowledge our community partners and folks from the city who worked with us throughout the years. But really, the day of events takes place, between 11 and 5 with all the different programs we've got scheduled coming through. And again, a lot of passive events and prizes people can claim, just to celebrate a little bit of everything we do here in the library.
Just to make sure, that invitation had the time, October 12th, but what time we should be
So it's 10 o'clock, so again, you can double check it is in there, but I'll send out a reminder to everybody who RSVP with the time, date, and location, but it'll basically be this room. It's, we open at 10, and we're doing the kickoff at 10, but really the events really start, taking off around 11 o'clock.
I didn't RSVP, but I'll do it.
Excellent, I'll add you to the list.
I have sent RSVP. I got a response
I
also.
think I've seen those ones.
Yes.
So again, I'm sure you noticed some updates to our space as you were walking through, and as mentioned back in September, we had a pretty big project relocating some of our shelves to prepare for the enchanted spaces that will be coming early next year. I just want to capture some of these photos that I think were really behind the scenes that really only library staff saw as we were working to relocate and flip things around to make things work. But I do encourage you to take a walk through our library space and see the changes and take a look and let us know what you think. And of course, I think for the next few months, we may be hearing from different community members about questions they have about why do we do this, how is this affecting my use of the library, and I think you guys are really kind of our ambassadors out there who sometimes, I think that they don't always communicate to staff their questions, but they may be curious to talk to our commissioners, and if you need talking points, I certainly have plenty of those, but do send them our way as well. Encourage them to talk to staff because we're very excited for this next phase of the project, and we want to share with them kind of our thoughts and ideas behind what we're doing and the intention to some of these changes. So, let me know if you have any questions about that.
And it's our hope that in December we will add in a tour, so Brian can show us everything that's different.
Yay, that's nice.
Finalize this on the shelf, and hopefully we'll have some permanent furniture in place by then. A quick shout out to our friends. This weekend is their book sale, so if you get a chance to be here on Saturday or Sunday, they're going to be over in Community Hall. Again, as always, busy as bees, generating funds for us so that we can continue to bring all these great programs. And in fact, let me go back to give a shout out to both Friends of the Library and Cupertino Library Foundation, who both gave us the budget that we had to make this great day of events happen. So they've been fantastic supporters of the libraries, and we're very, very happy to have them here with us.
So I have one question. So for the book sale, do we know, how much they will, for the book sale, do we know how much they will get for
So if
the?
you're curious about those numbers, I can certainly get them from the friends. I want to say they've been averaging anywhere from 7,000 to 8,000 is what they get from the book sales, but our lobby sales have really been picking up. And I think previous month they told me they made $4,000 just off the lobby sale itself.
Lobby sale?
So,
Very nice.
Wow.
just the stuff you see outside. They,
Okay.
We
Wow,
have to expand
nice.
up into that front space to get them a little more room to be able to do a more robust sale. So I think that's been very impactful for them. And of course, every cent that they generate comes straight back to the library and supports our programs and the things that we do. So we're very appreciative of their efforts.
Wow,
And
that's
of course,
great,
everybody who
yeah.
books.
And what are these books? Are these old books from the old shelves that you're trying to get rid of?
Some of it is that. A majority of it is just donations.
Donations, yeah.
And again, folks donate books to us all day long, but we can't just add them to our collection. So they go straight to the friends for processing, and it goes out onto the floor for sale. They save some of the good stuff for the book sales that they do 3 times a year. And again, that's usually in Community Hall. Very busy. If you haven't been to one, I definitely encourage you to go in and see what it's like. It's
Yeah, I bought almost 10 more books from the library. I think it's very good book. Only
you
$1
saw
or
some
$2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you see Tamil books?
You just in the front
You need
place.
to come
right
here.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, we take international books and we sell them as well. And of course, Sunday's their bag sale day, so $5 a bag, you can fill a bag with books. So it's very good.
Beautiful.
The end of October is also when we begin early voting here at Cupertino in room 201. We're working with the ROV office to turn this space into a spot for folks to turn in their ballots and vote starting Saturday, October 26th through Monday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Residents will be able to come in and cast their vote or leave us their mail ballots. Again, that's through the ROV office, so it won't be library staff working in here, but registered voters. And of course, Tuesday, November 5th is the last day to vote. We will be open from 7 a.m. Technically closing at 8 p.m., but based off the rules, it really depends on if they're still in line. Anybody who gets in line by 8 p.m. will be able to vote. We're just going to keep it going until everyone gets there.
It's here.
Yes, they'll be in room 201 upstairs. I don't know if we recall last year when we did the general elections, it's the same setup, except.
So how you open at 7 a.m.?
We open the doors early, and they're volunteers, so they help us guard the door, but we kind of let them through early to make sure that people get that opportunity.
I see.
And it's only one day. We'll be.
Okay. Great, thank
People
you.
get to see the library reports, they get a lot of help too. And as usual, I try to bring one new thing for folks at these meetings, and I don't remember if I ever talked about this, but it doesn't hurt to talk about it again. But everybody with an SCCLD library card can make purchase suggestions, because that's the number one questions we get from folks is, can we get this book? What about this one? What about this one? And we go, well, if you sign into your library card online, your account, you're able to submit up to 5 suggestions a month. Our staff are very good about responding, and we have a very robust budget. So as long as it falls in our policy guidelines, generally speaking, most folks I talk to, they tell me, yeah, you got the book. It's fantastic. I love it. So if you haven't taken advantage of the system, if there's anything you're looking for, and it's not just book, it could be ebook, it could be a movie. If there's something that you think should be added to the collection that we don't have, this is one way that we can suggest to the library what we should enter our collection. And there's a certain accountability in terms of the suggestions, because we do respond to you in one way or another, instead of just going off into the ether when you tell your librarian otherwise.
Yeah, I actually have bad experience in this. I think you know that. Yeah. So I hope it will review that, and it will at least give us some reasonable explanation. Not just pick the from option. They do not have funding, something like that. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, our collection specialists at headquarters, they take a careful look at all those recommendations, and again, one way or another, they will give you a full response. And if you have any questions about the response, feel free to reach out to me. I'll make sure the right folks can talk to the other questions. And that's it for us. The only other thing is October 14th, the library will be closed for the observance of Indigenous Peoples Day, and just a reminder to everyone that that's a day that we won't be open. That's it.
Again, a question. What is Indigenous Peoples Day? I mean, what are we celebrating that day? I'm sorry.
National holiday.
Previously known as Columbus Day, but
Oh, okay.
they decided that perhaps not the best gentlemen to be celebrating, given some of the things that happened while he was here. So we've decided to celebrate Indigenous folks instead of the day.
Oh, okay. Name seems new, so I was just curious. So that's great that you will change the name. So one more question.
Not a new holiday.
One question, Brian. We are not celebrating Diwali. October is also Diwali.
I mean, we usually have events happening, taking place, but I don't think we don't officially close down.
It's November 1st is Diwali, right?
30th,
31st
30.
October, okay.
Yeah, I think they've got events, celebrating it and programs taking place.
Okay.
I want to say that we've got an artist coming in to do Rangoli.
So is it in November? Because October
I believe it's in November because again, or maybe it was October 26th. My mind tells me that she's coming in then to do the artwork, and it's supposed to stay.
Oh, nice.
But again, it's usually tied to the events that we do. It's not something that that's officially on our holiday schedule to close down for, as far as I know.
Got it. One more question. I think this is to Molly. Before we take the next subject. So I guess me and yours also is this last year, right? Yeah. So there was a program discussed with mayor's meeting that they had this bye-bye ceremony for all the going commissioners. So will we both also will be there?
Three of us actually.
3 of us, yeah. We joined together, right? All 3 of us.
Yeah.
Actually, all 4 of us, right? This is our term is ending.
Not a me.
No, not you. Okay.
Not a me. Yeah.
I think she was re-elected after 1 year. So she has. I think we 3 are going to have bye-bye.
Yeah, there's a commissioners dinner in January, I believe. And
November, they told.
Oh, they said November.
Yeah, 16th or something. That's why I was wanting to confirm that. Do we have?
I'll have to confirm that.
Please, yes,
I
sure.
have not been given any
So
kind of
that's
information regarding that.
that's called Crest Awards or something.
It's with the Crest.
Yes, they said that they'll
Yeah,
combine.
usually that is with Crest Award.
Yeah. So they said they will combine it both.
I will have Jess get in touch with you guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's news to me.
Sure.
Press
Just-
awards is a different.
Right. No, what they say is the Commissioner's Appreciation Award and the bye-bye ceremony of outgoing and incoming will be together. So I wanted to make sure
There
that.
won't be incoming.
Welcome.
November.
Welcoming
But
and.
welcoming will be in Jan, February.
Usually in January.
Let me confirm. I'll send out.
Yeah,
I'll have
Sure.
Jess-
No, not for us only. They have other commissions coming up. They have already done some arrangements. Okay.
So what's the due date for the reapply for the incomes? Because I think 3 are term
And
due.
together.
Yeah. So what's the due date we need to apply?
If you want to rejoin, then you would need to reapply.
Yes. When Right,
I believe
January.
they open
January.
in January.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be a new application process though.
Okay.
So they just redid how the application will be done, so different questions and things like that than before, and it will all be online.
Okay.
Right. Should we move on?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you. I always follow Brian's got some wonderful things, so I will just highlight a few things that we are very excited to have all of our libraries serving as voting centers to really ensure that people can exercise their right to vote. So thank you here in Cupertino for ensuring that that is open early. So it does, which is also really exciting to give people that opportunity.
This is the first time, right?
Yeah.
Library open as a voting
I
center.
think this is our second time, but yes, we did not do it in previous iterations of these.
You were under construction and there were various things, so having these extra spaces certainly enables that.
So for all other libraries, this is happened as a voting center there
Correct.
every year.
Correct. Not Campbell Express, no weighted voting center there.
Thank you.
No problem. So there are a few events, with Ollie of course being one of them at the end of the month, and some of our other libraries are hosting puppet shows toward the end of the month. So I always encourage you to look at our events online because there's lots of other libraries that you can visit. Halloween is a very popular library thing. I would say.
Yes.
I know they're having a haunted house here, and we also have lots of resources. So if you are still looking to make your costume, Creative Bug is an online resource that you can check out, or if you need to download a haunted playlist, I encourage you to check out Freegal. So again, while we are closed for Indigenous Peoples Day, and the county library follows all the county holidays, Indigenous people being a county holiday when we were closed. I know sometimes we don't match up with the city. I know, so we do, as a county organization, we follow the county calendar. There are really, this is another event coming up later in October, which I love. It's called Read for the Record. So Jumpstart is an organization that's really all about literacy. And so each year a children's picture book is selected, and thousands of people all over the country read the book together. So I'm sure they'll have it here at Cupertino on October 24th. And again, it's really that focus around the joy of reading and reading together. So Piper Chen Sings is this year's title, and we're very excited to share that with the community. We have also upcoming, I wanted to give you just a quick preview because I know you guys are meeting every other month, and I'm realizing you'll receive my November report in December. So as a quick preview to that, the library will be launching a patron survey in November. And so more information will be coming online. We'll make sure that you all have that information. We will be launching the survey in 4 languages. It will be through a SurveyMonkey collection tool for 4 weeks. And our goal is certainly to get the information from those who use the library and for those who don't. So please feel free, sir, to send out that link and with your own kind of circle so that we can make sure the information's out there. Yes? Mm-hmm.
I was going to say that is there any survey like this when we were talking earlier?
Oh,
I was going to say the same thing.
So thank you, and so we do a major surgery. Survey. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a day. A long day. Survey, and it's every 3 years. Due to COVID, we're a little behind, so it's been more like 4.5 years, but that's okay. So we have that data. We will now be able to, we iterate that survey, evolve those questions a little bit, and put those back out to the community. So we're looking forward to getting back that feedback. Yes. Just wanted to highlight a couple of those things, and happy, of course, to take any questions. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. So next, after that, we'll have Friends of the Library. Friends. We don't have? Okay. Cupertino Library Foundation. Poet Laureate. Okay. Staff and commission reports.
Okay, I have 3 Parks and Recreation events to tell you about. The first is our Hidden Treasures event, which takes place at the Cupertino Senior Center. It's like a big rummage sale, essentially. They raise money to help with our the Senior Center scholarship program that they have. And it's great. People come with their bags, and there's all kinds of fantastic stuff. There's a whole room for jewelry, there's plants, there's all kinds of stuff. People love it. So that's happening on October 24th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then we have our Monster Mash celebration, which is on Saturday, October 26th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Inland Community Center. It's a family-friendly Halloween event. And then finally, for teens, we have our Pizza and Politics event that'll be over at Community Hall on Wednesday, October 30th at 6:30 p.m. And it's a chance for teens to ask questions of our local politicians.
Awesome, great. So I just missed something in the beginning. We had a guest, so I got distracted. The Senior Center program, what is it about?
It's called Hidden Treasures, and it's a fundraising opportunity. So they collect household items or jewelry or plants and things like that all year long, and then a group of volunteers puts them out. They use all of their rooms. Tons of like holiday decorations are always there. So it's a pretty fun time to go and just kind of look through stuff if you're looking for anything or looking for good deals on.
What's the date and time, please?
That's October 24th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And there's like a line at 9 a.m.
Oh, it must
Take it
be.
very seriously.
Yeah, sounds very exciting. Sounds very exciting. Thank you.
Yeah.
So after that, we'll talk. Should I move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about commissioner attendance at upcoming meeting and events.
So our next mayor's meeting is Wednesday, November 20th at 5 p.m. via Zoom. Are you able to attend that?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
20th. So they told that they might cancel that because 16th is a Crest Award.
Okay.
They told, yeah, they might.
We'll keep you posted.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So next is future agenda setting.
So for the December meeting, we are planning to bring back the playbook for you to approve, and then hopefully, we also talked to Brian about doing library.
Commissioner attendance.
Yeah, that's what she told. She told, right? Yeah. In November, she told mayor's meeting.
Okay.
That one she told, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I missed what you say, Molly.
Oh, what we had talked about earlier was in December, we hope to bring back the Poet Laureate playbook for
Right.
final approval, and then have Brian give us a tour of what has been happening.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So we are almost done. Anybody else has any other thing? Otherwise, we'll not call out for job. Anybody else has anything to say? Perfect. We're in time. Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
So at what time are we adjourned?
Sorry? Oh, yeah.
Just now.
It's 7:43. Oh, history time. I mean, like historic time. Quickly.
You can bank this.
So
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
let's
flyer
do
for
that.
the book set, right?
Yes. For the
For the
protocol sake, yeah. Let's call it a day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, everyone. Good night.